Last night, the Toronto Raptors faced off against the Cleveland Cavaliers in what cannot be overstated as a must-win game, and they delivered in the end thanks to a monster career night from Pascal Siakam. So in today's video, I'm putting the word out that a lot of you out there owe Pascal Siakam a big apology. Let's get into it. What's going on, everybody? It's Jacob back with Amateur Hour Sports for another Toronto Raptors YouTube video. We do 3 or 4 of these every single week. And if you want the greatest analysis and coverage on the latest Toronto Raptors news, then you need to be subscribed to this channel, Amateur Hour Sports. Hit that big red button down below and help us on the road to 9,000 subscribers, and you will not regret your decision. I promise. But our video today, we want to talk about Pascal Siakam, his performance against the Cleveland Cavaliers, and his performance throughout this season. He has been on an absolute tear, and it's no longer just like a string of games. It is the entire season that we need to talk about with Pascal Siakam, because he is delivering game after game after game against the NBA's best opponents, against the NBA's worst opponents. It doesn't matter what night it is. Doesn't matter who his supporting cast is. It does not matter who's defending him, who the Raptors are playing against. Siakam delivers in pretty much every single game, and last night was no different against the Cavaliers. He put up 35 points in this one on 12 for 20 shooting 6 for 7 from 3, a career high 6 3-pointers made, 6 assists, and 5 rebounds. He did it everywhere on the court, was all over the floor, was just influential in winning the game for the Raptors. I mean, looking at the way the team played around him, there was a lot of great performances, but just looking how the game transpired and just think about where this Toronto Raptors team would be without Siakam this season, it is maybe a little bit of a scary thought. And this again was a must-win game for the Raptors. They are now equal with the Cleveland Cavaliers in terms of record, and they are just behind the Chicago Bulls. The Raptors have a real good opportunity in this last little couple handful of games to get themselves out of a play-in position and into a 6th seed and possibly a 5th seed. The Chicago Bulls have been falling apart recently. They've won 3 of their last 13 games, and now the Raptors equal to the Cavs. As long as we better their record for the rest of the season, we can surpass them as well. Seeding is going to be important because you don't want to be in the play-in tournament when you likely have to play the Brooklyn Nets. And if you fall to the 8th seed, you have to play the Brooklyn Nets at the Barclays Center, where they will have a Kyrie Irving available. So huge inclination for the Raptors to get into that 6th or 5th position, solidify that playoff position, and Pascal Siakam is trying to will them into that position. But the reason for this video, it's not just about yesterday. Siakam had a career night from 3, shooting 6 for 7. Absolutely. But typically, that is not what you get from Pascal Siakam. You're usually looking to get about 1 to 2 threes a game, moderately efficient. And I'm usually happy with that. But yesterday, I mean, he was just absolutely cooking from the outside. And when shots are falling, I mean, when it rains, it pours. And that was the case for Siakam here. And throughout this season, he has been putting on probably his best 3-point shooting season of his career. From the corners, he's been damn near automatic for the Raptors. He's one of the better 3-point corner shooters, I would say, in the NBA. Above the break, it's, hit or miss. But yesterday clearly was hitting. So let's talk about, the title of this video, the intro of this video, why you guys need to give an apology to Pascal Siakam. Well, I spent all of last season sticking my neck out defending this guy because, first of all, I'm still under the impression that last season wasn't a bad season that people make it out to be. It was a good season. Has Pascal Siakam been better? Yes, 2 seasons ago, he was better. Last season, I mean, the only real regression to his game was the 3-point percentage that dropped. His interior field goal percentage was improving. His ability to finish at the rim was improving. His playmaking, his defense, all those things were improving. But people were fixated on the Raptors record and attributed the Raptors not doing so well to Pascal Siakam. It was done so very unfairly, but Raptors fans really wanted a scapegoat, and they decided it was Pascal Siakam. So there's so many calls to trade him all throughout last season, all throughout the offseason. Then admittedly, after the Raptors drafted Scottie Barnes, I at least kind of understood why people said, okay, maybe we already have 2 forwards and OG and Scotty. It'd be better to fill the roster. I didn't agree with it in any way whatsoever, but at least there was some depth to the argument. At least there was some point to be made for that argument, not just we need to trade Pascal Siakam. And I never entertained it all. I had the belief in Pascal Siakam as a player, And even when he came back from injury this season, he didn't start the best because he was still recovering from shoulder surgery. It left him out of action for 5 months. I said, give him time and you're going to see how good of a player he is once he's in the right environment, once he's the solidified number one guy on the team. And oh boy, has he delivered. This season, he's now averaging over 22 points per game. He's averaging almost 50% shooting from the field, which is just spectacular for a player who shoots in the different range that he does from three, from mid-range at the rim. It is just such a good season he's putting on. From 3-point, he's now shooting over 37%. He's averaging a career high in rebounds at 8.3, a career high in assists at 5.1. This is undoubtedly the best season he has ever put together. It has the makings of an all-NBA season. This year in the NBA, I would say the only forwards that have been better than him are LeBron, Giannis, Kevin Durant, Jason Tatum. End of list. Siakam is, in my opinion, the fifth best forward in the league, therefore needs to be in an all-NBA third team. And it's crazy for him to deliver a season like this. Again, after all the turmoil, all the criticism he got from last season, maybe the spats that he had with Nick Nurse. I mean, the disrespect that he gets in general, NBA media in general, just gives him so much disrespect. Like, people go out of their way to disrespect him as a player. I don't know if it was for the ability. Was it for the contract that I always thought was worth it? A max contract that the Raptors gave him. If the Raptors didn't give him a max contract, somebody else in the league would have done it. We had to give him the max contract, and it's not even overpaying when you see other players in the league like Tobias Harris making the same amount of money. The disrespect even went to the NBA draft. Like, within a minute of us drafting Scotty Barnes, Kendrick Perkins on national television starts going on about how Pascal Siakam is going to get traded out. Like, that is the biggest moment of Scotty Barnes' life, getting drafted into the NBA, and you only are fixated on Pascal Siakam trade rumors at that point in time. Like, everybody, for some reason, talked so much trash about Pascal Siakam, yet everybody wanted him on their team. Everybody wanted to go trade for Pascal Siakam. Having an exceptional two-way forward, great on offense, great on defense, great at ball handling, like, can just do everything on the floor, mixed with great athleticism, mixed with being only like 27 years old here, maybe not even entering his prime yet. Every team in the league is going to want that on their team, and the Raptors are very fortunate to have Pascal Siakam here. Yet Raptors fans are probably most vocal in their criticism for the player, most vocal for extended periods of time. And again, last season, even the start of this season, when I was making videos defending Pascal Siakam, talk about how highly I rate the player, like, the amount of just horrible, heinous comments I got were ridiculous. You know, I got questioned about my basketball intellect. I got questioned regarding my agenda for some reason. Like, my only agenda is just speaking my opinion about the Raptors. It even went as far as questioning my sexuality, which is just ridiculous, guys. And of course, that is the way internet culture is going to be, especially the wasteland that can be YouTube comment section sometime. And it's only like the 1% of you guys. The 99% are just amazing, supportive, and I love it. I'm so grateful to have this community. But Pascal Siakam has been through a lot, I think. And, you know, for him, it's probably more so just getting it done on the court, not really paying attention to the noise. But it can be difficult for players. It can be difficult for players knowing that there's all that backlash out there. And the best thing to do is just show up and do your work on the court. That is exactly what Pascal Siakam has done. And, you know, for all the criticisms, whether it be Siakam not hitting his threes, well, now he's hitting his threes. Whether it be, okay, well, Siakam's playing well, he can't do it against a good team. Well, now he's doing it against every good team. He did it against, well, last night against the Cavs, the biggest game of the season. But, you know, the Cavs aren't good enough for you. He's done it against Phoenix, the best team in the NBA by far. He's done it against the Milwaukee Bucks, my favorite to come out of the East this season. He's done it against the Nuggets. You know, the list can go on and on and on about the teams he's done it against, because he's just been able to perform against every team. If you want to talk about how he's not elevating the team against the worst teams, you know, our record against the Pistons is bad, of course. We lost the Orlando Magic a couple weeks ago. In those games, Siakam was putting up spectacular numbers and nobody was really helping him. The Chicago Bulls game on Monday, Siakam put up insane numbers. Nobody really helped him. The Raptors lost by 14 points. So this is Siakam's team. And at 27 years old, there's a lot of potential for this player still. Like, this is a really good season. Like, it's a phenomenal season. It should get Siakam back into an all-NBA team. Like, there shouldn't be a doubt. He has to be back into an all-NBA team at this rate, the way he's playing this season. I'm questioning now, at 27 years old, can he get even better? Because he's refined his shot selection so much. He's adding so much to his bag on offense. It is really making him an elite player. Can he find a different level? Like, I don't want to say yes, because like, this has been so good of a season, but I also don't want to say no, because again, this is a 27-year-old player. I think age-wise, this is right when a player enters their prime, they can continue to grow and continue to develop. So I don't really want to answer that question. All I want to do is get excited for what's in store in the long-term future for the player, because he is going nowhere from this team. He is not getting traded. But I'm even more excited about the short term. The team is more important. Can we sneak into that 6th seed? Can we sneak into that 5th seed? If not, can we get out of the play-in tournament and give Raptors fans a really good playoff series and give Raptors players that much needed playoff experience for this young team to grow to the next level? Whatever is in store, I think the future is bright for the team, the individuals. I can't wait. So what have been your thoughts on Pascal Siakam this season? Were you a hater earlier on in the season and now you're a believer? Were you always a believer, or are you still a hater? I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. I mean, how can you still be a hater? But that is it for me for today. Thanks so much for watching this video. Drop a like if you did enjoy, supports the channel, and lets me know the kind of videos that you want to see. I mean, if you're still watching at the end of the video, you clearly enjoyed it. Drop a like and make sure you're also subscribed to the channel for the greatest coverage and analysis on the latest Toronto Raptors news. I'm always going to give you my opinion on Raptors related news, and it's one of my favorite things to do. Please subscribe and join along in the Amateur Hour Army. I'll see you again next time for another video.